With a pelvis like that, he must be really popular at the nightclubs. Ha!
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Fansproject DINOSAN. So here we are, and there he is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right here you have a picture of DINOSAN all running away from some explosions and things because it's awesome. And this side of the box, you have him in his alt mode. On the other side of the box, you got him with some giant missile launchers on his shoulders. On the top of the box, another picture of him on the bottom. Another picture of the alt mode. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. He does this, that, the other. And you can open up this front flap right here, and you get some more pictures of things and stuff. And right in there is where the figure sits. Another picture of the alt mode. And that's basically it for the packaging. So moving right along, here we have DINOSAN, the next component of Fansproject's Saurus ryu-oh, aka not Dino King. And this is their take on Rairyu. I don't know if I said that right, but that's the best I can do. But, yeah, and here he is in his alt mode, which is it's a thing. It's a thing. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks to me like if the ROUSs from The Princess Bride and Gonzo from the Muppets had a baby. This is what it would look like. That's how this totally comes off to me. Yeah. But anyway, getting close here on the head sculpt. Nice silver paint here on the head. Looks very nice. Nice transparent blue eyes, which actually do light pipe pretty well. They only light pipe from the side, so you're only going to get one side glowing at a time. But you actually do get some pretty good light piping going on there. Nice blue. But yeah, get down to the body here. You can see some of the details. I mean, most of this is just the robot mode, so nothing's going to really change once we get the robot mode. He's got some little spiky thighs here going on. Got some red detailings here. Got silver claws, which look really, really nice. And back here, you see the robot mode feet. You can pretty much see how stuff kind of works back here. Obviously, that's the robot mode chest and everything. I mean, it's pretty obvious how he's going to transform. But, yeah, there he is right there. So, just for a comparison, here he is with his buddies. Here is Dinoichi. Here is Dinoni. And there are the three that we have so far. So there you go. I think they're looking pretty good together. This is going to be a very cool, very weird looking team. And I can dig it. I can dig it. It so reminds me of the Terracons, just, you know, and I dig that. So there we have that. He does include his weapon here. Nice little double-barreled blaster. And these barrels can fold back, and that's to facilitate the combination mode, because all of the guns will be able to combine to make a big weapon for the full combiner. So those flip back, but there you have that. There is storage. These ports right back here on the bottoms of DINOSAN's feet. You just plug that in right there. Unfortunately, there's no central place to plug it into, but you know, you can have the gun on his back. Unfortunately, I really wish that this screw hole here was actually big enough so you could just plug it right in there, because that honestly would have been perfect to have it sit right there. That would have looked great, but unfortunately that screw hole just isn't big enough. But oh well. It is what it is, but there you have the weapon right there. And yeah, articulation-wise, he can open and close his mouth. Although one thing that does bug me is that the head doesn't lock into place. So when you want to open the mouth, the bottom jaw doesn't open. It's the top jaw that moves up. So you kind of have to hold the head down to open up his mouth, which kind of bugs me, because if you just try to open this up like that, you're just going to bring the whole head up with it, because the joint is quite tight. And you kind of have to like hold the head down and pull this up at the same time to open the mouth without moving the head. But anyway, you get some teeth. They're not picked out in paint. He does have some nice sharp teeth in there, and you can use that as a point of articulation if you wish. Also, you got him looking up. He actually does have a little joint right here, like a little ab crunch you can use, as well as a swivel right there. The arms can do a full 360. Again, these are the robot mode arms, so you get the same articulation there. In and outward movement, you get a swivel, you get double jointed knees right there, and his claws are on a ball joint. You can get some good movement there. The rear legs can only rotate, they can do a full 360, and then you get a joint right here with some nice range of movements, and a joint right here. Unfortunately, this is as far forward as it goes because there's a little stopper right there, so it only goes that far forward. You can bring it all the way back, but only that far forward. And that's pretty much all the articulation for him in his thing mode. I don't even know what to call this thing. Now, the instructions tell you to leave these panels down like this. That's what the instructions tell you to do it. But me personally, I like to take them and flip them up like this, just because to me that looks a little bit better. Yeah, that's just me. But again, your toy, you can display it however you wish. That's just my personal preference. But all right, so let's get right down to transformation. So first we will go into combine mode and then into robot mode. So to get into combine mode is pretty easy. So you just want to take the legs right here, and you'll see there's this little armature right here. You want to take this and swing this around. You'll see there's a little nub right there, and it'll lock over that little nub. And then you want to bring the foot down, and there's a tab right here. They'll tab in right there. So just tab that in like that, and you're good to go. And you can just bring this down. You want to bring it out like that. Do the same thing over here. Second verse, same as the first. Just swing that around. Take the foot, tab it into place like that. Bring that down, bring that around. You want to untab the legs from this section right here. You can see they actually plug in right there. So bring that out, and then bring the hips up right there. So bring that hip up, and then bring the leg back down right there like that. And then you bring this section up and clip that into place right there. Now, one little modification I did, this connection here was really stupid tight. You can see the square port right there. And there's this square tab right here. And this is what tabs in right here. This was like stupid, crazy tight to get unpegged and then get pegged back in. Like, you had to use a stupid amount of force. There is a remedy for that though, and what I did was I just took a knife. You can see how this is sloped down now. I basically just took a knife and just shaved down that edge, because before it was perfectly square. And you can see now I cut that little slope into it, and that did the trick. So now it pegs in nice and smoothly and unpegs nice and smoothly. So if you're having too much trouble getting this thing unpegged and pegged back in, I would say just take a knife and just shave down that bottom edge, and that fixes it right up, and now it works perfectly. So there you go. Little helpful hint for you there. So anyway, after you've done that, we got the lower part of the body done. So you just want to take the head here and just bring it all the way back. It's just going to sit right back here. Then you want to take the arms. You want to bring them down like that and then swing them back. Then bring the arm all the way back. You want to make sure it's bending at this bottom hinge right here. You want to make sure that's the hinge you're using. And then you want to take the claw here, you want to rotate it down like that, and you'll see that there is a post right here and a little slot right above it, and there is a port right here and a tab above it. So you just want to take all that, line it up, and just push that in. Sometimes this could be a little bit of a pain, so I just have to kind of readjust things here to get it lined up. It's just a case of working with the joints, because everything's moving on its own. So it's like you have to line that up, then line this up, and then line that up, and then line that up. One of those things of like, if one thing's out of whack, it knocks other things out of whack. This is the one part that does kind of bug me a little bit. There we go. Push that in. There we got it. So that's tabbed in. And then we do the same thing over here. Just swing the arm back, bring this back, rotate this down, get this all lined up, and push that in. Like the peg goes in fine. For some reason, that tab above it that likes to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. There we go. Squeeze that together, and that's how you want everything looking right there. And then you just take these little connector ports right here. You swing those out like that. Oops, bring those back down like that. See, that makes a little crotch plate there. And there you go. There you have him in combined mode. So he's going to be the lower torso of Dino King there, of Swordus Ryu-oh. So the upper part will just connect right up there. The legs will connect right here. Get a nice little ratchety goodness going on here. And yeah, there you go. And he is going to have a weight, he is going to have a little bit of a waist swivel, and he's also going to have an ab crunch, which is going to be really nice. So that's pretty cool. So there you have that. There he is in his combined mode. Not much to look at really, but hey, there we go. But we'll get into it in more detail when we actually get this thing all combined. So let's get down to robot mode. To get into robot mode, you just want to take these panels right here and just bring them down like that. They're just going to send that little groove right there. Excuse me. So now you want to bring the legs out a little bit because you're going to need some clearance here. You want to take the foot right here, bring this out, and also swing this armature out like that. And once you get to this point right here, you're going to take this whole section, and this is just going to come out on a double hinge. It's going to swing out and bring it down. That will tab back in. And then you want to bring this panel around like that. And then bring this whole section up. You want to bring this armature here that the foot is attached to. You want to bring that all the way back like that. And this is going to hook. You can see there's a little hook tab right here. It's just going to hook right over the slip right here. And just lock that into, lock that into place right there. Once you do that, you just want to take little heel pieces, bring them out. He has two of them. Bring that out like that. And there you got a leg all done. Oops, come on. Get that straightened out. There you got a leg all done. Second verse, same as the first. Bring that out a little bit here. Bring that out. Swing this around. And take this whole section. Swing it out. Bring it down. Right there. And just, you do have to kind of, pivot the foot out of the way so you can swing this around. So once you've done that, you can bring this whole assembly up. And of course, bring back the foot right there. And then just get that tabbed in right there. Make sure that's lined up. Bring out the heels, which are quite snug. Maybe a little too snug. And there you got the legs all done right there. And there you got the lower body all done. Wait, hey. Yeah. Just trying to stand them up straight. So now you just want to unpeg the arms right here. Bring them forward. You want to take this section right here, rotate it around to bring out the fist, and there is a tab right here that will go into the slot right there. Lock that into place. There you got an arm all done. Second vest, same as the first. Just bring that around. Rotate. Tab that in. Yeah. Come on. Wasn't sitting straight. There you go. Tab that in. Right there. And just flip this panel down. Bring up the head. Close that up. And you want to take these little combiner ports here and just rotate them back to their original position. And there you go. There you got DINOSAN in his robot mode. And he is very similar to Dinoichi. He's just kind of a stocky, bulky little dude. And I do quite like the look of him. He has a little bit of excess junk here. I mean, he's got the legs here just kind of hanging out. They don't exactly compress too elegantly. You got the head just kind of hanging back there. Not much you can do about it, but he definitely has a lot of pelvis going on there. That's almost obscene how much pelvis he has there, you know. But hey. I mean, if it bothers you that much, maybe you could just undo this and just kind of have it hanging back there or something. That does look a bit better, but then obviously it gives him a lot more junk on his back there. But hey, again, up to you how you want to do things. But there you have that. So we're getting close on the head sculpt. So you can see, very nice head sculpt. I do dig the head sculpt. Very cool. He doesn't have a mouth. It doesn't look like he has a mouth. I don't know if that's just mine or if that's the way it's designed, but he definitely has a chin, but he doesn't actually have a mouth. And I think he's supposed to have a mouth. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But still, looks nice. Nice red on the face. Nice blue visor there. And got some blue there on the helmet itself. Very nice sculpt. And all around, the design is very cool. I like the colors they use here to kind of break things up. Got the reds here, the whites, you got some grays, and yeah. And all around it is a very Fansproject styled robot. I mean, Fansproject definitely has they have their style, and they never seem to deviate from it, you know. It's gotten to the point where, you know a Fansproject figure when you see one, and yeah, this is definitely a Fansproject robot. This is their style, and they're sticking to it, and they own it, and I'm fine with that because I do like their style. So there you have that. Now, articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint. You can get some wiggly waggly movement. You get some side to side movement. A little bit of upward movement at the ball joint, a little bit of downward movement at the ball joint. The hinge that the head is on can be used also for posability, so you can have him look up a little bit higher, so it can be, squirrel, you can do that. You can just look right down into his chest if you want, which is, kind of weird. Again, I do wish that, kind of like Masterpiece Trex, I do wish that the head just did kind of lock in place, so, you didn't have the problem of accidentally knocking his head back into his chest. But, it is what it is. Again, the arms, I mean, we've seen this all in Dino mode, but the arms can do a full 360. They can go in and out. You get a bicep swivel. You get double jointed elbow, which is nice. Nothing at the wrist. The wrists are locked in place. You do get a waist swivel. It is a ratchet waist swivel. It's just a very, very soft ratchet, but when you turn it, you can feel the indents in there. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's very soft ratchet in there. And he does have an ab crunch, so you can actually lean them back a little bit, have him crunch forward, which is nice. Legs can go forward, they can go back. You do get inward and outward movements. Again, nice ratcheting movement there. Thigh swivel, you get about under 90 degrees of knee bend there. And, of course, the feet are on a ball joint, so you can have them moving up, you can have them tilted down. You do get some tilt out of them, and, of course, you can use that armature there that's on a hinge to kind of get some other, get some more range out of it. That'll facilitate some poses, if you wish. The ratchets on this guy, I will say, I'm sure some people are probably... since Dino-ichi, they're probably worried about the ratchets. The ratchets on this guy, they feel good. They don't feel too tight. I mean, they're very solid clicks, but nothing feels like it's too tight like it was on Dino-ichi. It does feel pretty smooth. So I really don't think there's any fear of anything breaking in this. I think they learned their lesson with Dino-ichi. Like, don't put too much spring in that, because they'll break. And yeah, the ratchets feel good. Like, I honestly don't think these are going to be a problem. And one thing too, for the people who are worried about Dino-ichi, if you go on Vangelis's channel, Vangelis actually does have a video up where he shows you how to fix the knees. And it basically was the theory that I had, which was to take the leg apart and actually cut the spring down. And yeah, that was the issue. There's just too much spring in the knees. And he does do a video where he shows how to do that. And yeah, so definitely check out his channel. So you can see how that's done. It's a nice preventative measure if you're thinking about picking up these guys so you don't have that problem. I can't do that video because mine's already broken, so there's no point in me doing a video showing you how to fix something that's already broken on mine. So kind of pointless for me to do it. But yeah, I mean, now granted, you know, since the ratchets broke on mine, it doesn't matter because, like, he does still have enough, you know, the joints have enough natural friction that it doesn't really affect anything, which makes me wonder why he had ratchets in his knees in the first place, because he didn't seem to really need them. But, you know, a nice preventative measure. Like I said, on Vangelis' channel, he has a video where he shows how to fix that. So, do check that out. But anyway, oh, one little bit too. I forgot to point out a little bit of silver there on the top of his head. Looks very cool. Very cool. So there you go. So of course he can't hold his weapon. Give him his gun right there. He's got a big double-barrel blaster, and you can give him some extra armaments. You can flip out these combiner posts right here. Flip them out, and you can take Dinoichi's feet here, the combined mode feet and hands here, and you see they got these ports underneath, and you can take them and clip them on to Dinosan's shoulders. So he can have giant shoulder can. Hey! Oh, sorry. Keep on doing his crotch there. My bad. There you go. He can have giant missile shoulders. Why not? Dare I say, why not? You could turn them around and have those guns facing forward. So, there you go. Display options. Aren't they cool? Display options are such a cool thing, aren't they? They're so cool. So, there you have that. Just push these back here. And there you go. Now for comparison. Here he is with his buddies here. We'll bring in Dinoichi. And I'll bring in Dinoni. There you go. You can see he is the shorter of the three so far. So, there you have that. Right there. And here he is with Deluxe Mirage from Combiner Wars, just so you can see how he scales with the current Deluxes. You can see he's a little bit shorter than a Deluxe. So, there you have that. And, yeah, there you go. So there you have DINOSAN. And, nice figure. I mean, I like the design. He's very, like I said, he's very much like Dinoichi, is just kind of this short, stocky little brute dude. Very pelvisy brute dude. Still kind of freaks me out a little bit, but anyway. But overall, pretty cool. Like I said, as far as the ratchets go in this guy, they feel good. They don't feel like they're going to be a problem, thankfully. It doesn't seem like this is going to be a repeat of Dinoichi, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, you know, pretty neat, and definitely looking forward to the last two pieces so we can finally put all these guys together. And I don't know when that's going to be. I think probably the next figure will be out sometime next month, I'm guessing. 'Cause that's usually the way these work. But there you go. There you have DINOSAN. And if you would like a DINOSAN or any of Fansproject's other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my Soris ryu-oh playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Fansproject. I almost forgot his name. The Fansproject DINOSAN. I got it. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be a geek, be proud. Palm in your face. I want them out. I can't do that. I want them out. They don't have anywhere to go. Why is that our problem? Oh, what the? What is it now? Oh, hey there.
Just so you know, I may or may not have knocked out your power generator. Anyway, I gotta go. I got yoga class. Wave? Yes, I'll fix it. Jeez, with the... Stupid darkness!